Bitcoin just hit $45,000 and now we are in a little bit of a pickle, right? Those that wanted to get a purchase lower, we might potentially not ever go back to the price we wanted. Now, here's the thing. We are not 100% set and certain that this is it, and we are going to be expanding and creating new all-time highs in the very near future. Yes, overall we are, but I'm talking about the next 2 months. Reason being is if we go on the yearly candles, we can tell over here this is the yearly support and resistance, right? We mark it up. This area is very crucial. With the ETF hype, we tried breaking it, we failed, we closed somewhere here, right? Created this resistance, and then we start to go to the downside. Now, most of us probably expected price to go somewhere around the white line, that 34 to 37K mark. For me, I was personally targeting the imbalance, but at this current moment, it's really, really hard to tell if that's going to happen. Now, like I said, we are not 100% certain that we are going to the moon just yet. Yes, overall, we are going to the moon, but I'm talking about the next month or two. If we look on the daily, we pretty much fill up this imbalance, break it down to a lower time frame, head and shoulders. The moment I saw this, I was like, no, it was just so alarming. That's why I started to get stressed out a lot. Sometimes I just naturally get stressed because I didn't have that many positions. I've had previous positions, but I wanted to double down, triple down. And I was like, you know what? Once I saw this, I got in because I was like, damn. I was like, this might potentially be the last retracement before the upside, right? If we break it down very quickly, personally, I was bearish for those few days until we got to this moment. We pretty much created double bottom support when it comes to the closing candles. Remember, closing candles are the most important, right? So we created double bottom and went to the 4 hour. I saw this move. I was no, and I was like, I just saw this. I was like, okay, I know it's gonna happen, right? You can't fight the markets. The experience doesn't lie. What the candles tell me don't lie. Boom, we start to expand to the upside, right? Now, here's the thing. We could just be looking to fill this imbalance before we start moving lower, or this quickly, right? This imbalance before we start moving lower. But the thing is, that is less probable. Now, what is a possibility? What is a possibility is we pretty much go here, we retest the yearly support, we have a break of structure, something like this, right? If we do decide to go down, I do believe this imbalance might be the final spot, the cheapest spot we will get for this year, unfortunately. Now, we could go even lower, potentially a double bottom, but for me, the most realistic thing is bouncing off this yearly support, having a break of structure, going to the downside once again, filling up this imbalance, and then probably realistically trying to break this again, something like this. Boom, rejection, expansion, boom. Right? I don't want this to happen. I don't mind if this happens because I will put pretty much most of my last possible positions I can. And if we do end up going down, I'm just going to trade more. Trade or savings money or anything, double down, triple down, quadruple down on all this, right? In an ideal world, we want Bitcoin to go right below this, wake into this imbalance, buy, and etc. But at this current moment, it is looking more bullish than bearish. But you have to know, in order to know 100% based off technical analysis, we need to break the yearly support and start zooming. So here's the thing, right? What would I suggest for you to do? Probably start dollar cost averaging and just leave some money for when we possibly hit here, right? Last halving, I know there's a little bit more context because there was COVID and the price was smaller, so it's easier to crash and everything. But we did start crashing mid to late February and start recovering, you know, early to mid slash late March. So the thing is, price can dump very quick. If we look up here, when Bitcoin hit its all-time high, 3 weeks later, look where price was. It was pretty much like half of it. So as we know, when things start selling, they could sell off very quickly, right? We could have this, we could go down, we could have 2 or 3 weeks maybe of it looking dreadful in terms of redness, which is perfect opportunity for us to get our final buys, and then just a quick recovery to the upside. Look, my overall message to you guys is do not worry, because the thing is, even if you're thinking about buying in here, you're not too late. We expect Bitcoin to hit at least 120K on the realistic side, right? And if things go better than expected, we could be seeing 150, 175, 200. But on the realistic side, 120 is very possible. So you getting into Bitcoin when it's 44 and a half, or getting into altcoins, right? Look how early we are. This is the market cap, not including Bitcoin or Ethereum. I mean, we're down here. So even if you get in here, we pretty much have all this expansion. We are still so early. So don't be scared. If your coin went up 10% or whatever, in the long run, sure, maybe you won't get 26x, but I'm sure you'll be fine with 25. That's the thing. You'll still make so much money. Here's one final thing I want to share, right? If you believe in the Fibonacci tool, which I think it's very useful most of the time, here is the current high in relevant times, and I pretty much put it here because according to the phases, we should always touch here, right? So this is a relevant area. However, when we look at retracement from this high, between this high and this area here, we already retraced almost 61%. That is a lot. If you know anything about the markets, you know that retracing 50% is fine. It's valid in the market. You retrace 50%, you can continue moving to the upside. So that's just another warning that we are currently bullish. But remember, nothing is 100% confirmed until we start breaking the yearly support and resistance at around the 46K mark.